Saying, it's your boy. I'm that guy. I'm back with the legal dangers of TikTok shop. We got my boy Tub on the scene. Let's just get
After what
into it.
feels like every 2 seconds on TikTok, they're trying to sell you something. Literally anything they can sell, they will try to sell to you. From these turbo fan shower heads, the socket fan
No, that shit was actually fire. I'm not gonna lie.
light, rice dispensers,
If you buy a rice dispenser, you're probably retarded.
egg dispensers,
If you buy an egg dispenser, you're probably retarded.
$29 go-karts, to the insanely popular hair curlers. I mean, it doesn't have to be those specific products, but you get the point. They find something that fits on your For You page and show it to you about 80,000 times. And guys, I can't lie, I too am a victim of TikTok shop.
Chat, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't use TikTok. I don't go on TikTok. I don't
Bought a water ear cleaner that I haven't even opened up, but just because the woman that was using it looked like she was having an orgasm, and I also want to know how it feels like to have an orgasm from some water in your ear. Again, another unopened product I bought, a slushy maker. I think that squeeze cup that I'm definitely going to use
That's what you said about the damn water thing, and now look what it is in the box.
for making slushies, not for anything else, because nothing else fits in there. But you
Tub is not Tub, bruh. Bring back the old Tub, bruh. Not this horn dog. This freak out,
guys get the
bruh.
point. I'm a victim too, so
You ain't
I
no
have a
victim. You the predator, bruh. You is not the victim. You's the predator.
little personal beef with this topic. Well, I decided to do a deep dive on TikTok shop, and it turns out there's a whole strategy on how the TikTok shop actually
man
works.
out here.
That's actually very malicious and dangerous. From pure scams like these $29 go-karts to goods possibly made from forced labor in China,
What good isn't made from forced labor in China?
and even substandard products like the hundred
Guys, it's fake because look at the handle. It's always on the metal.
of fake and
I don't
potentially
know.
harmful cosmetic products
Never again, TikTok.
being sold or
You're buying your cologne off TikTok. That's how I know you fucking stink. That's how I know you fucking stink. You smell like shit, bro. You're buying your cologne off of TikTok. That's like buying your cologne off of 4chan. I'm not gonna hold you. You stink.
or worse, prescription drugs advertised with no proper warnings as required by the
If you buy prescription drugs off of TikTok, you deserve every ounce of fentanyl in those drugs. I'm not gonna hold you.
FDA. So as you can see, this Reddit post supporting what I was saying about prescription drugs being
I at this point, that's not even. That's just like actual purposeful ignorance. That's like actual purposeful like willingness. Like all those drugs contain at least all the wrong dosages. All of them.
sold on TikTok shop was in fact deleted. But I did find a video of another creator ranting about how she got an ad for Zofran. Zofran being a prescribed drug. And I'll play a little clip of that.
I just got a TikTok shop ad for a medicine that I used to be on for nausea, and they would literally put chemo patients on it, and it was prescription only, and you had to get.
Why do girls always do this shit? Half face, pointed up to the ceiling. Like, I don't want to see what the fucking kind of popcorn you
Refill-
got.
And now they're selling it on TikTok shop. I'm a little concerned here. This doesn't feel legal or right or.
Just like that Reddit post.
Where can I get it? They just serve. You want to get drugs off a TikTok shop, Sarah? If you die, if they find you like that, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. You deserve it. We cannot. At this point, at your grown ass age, you should not be out here getting buffooned from people on TikTok. This is 2024. Are you slow? Are you actually like what medical condition? Well, go to the doctor because they need to prescribe you with whatever mental illness you have. What? Okay, bro. TikTok shop. If you buy medication off TikTok shop, that should be a cry for help. They should instantly call a doctor over to your house and just throw you in an insane asylum or something.
The creator is alleging that you could find this prescription drug here on TikTok shop. Though I tried
I keep seeing ads for it all over the internet.
looking it up and I didn't find it. I don't know if it's regional based or what, but just
Me watching the Zofran ads popping my own Zofran like.
To be completely honest, I personally did not find Zofran on TikTok Shop. So a clear Wild West with a lot to talk about. And I'm definitely going to go over the scams that each of those items are involved with. But first I want to talk about
if you get scammed off of TikTok, you deserve it. I'm not going to hold you. It's TikTok.
How many ads you actually are seeing.
This shit ain't Amazon, brother. It's TikTok.
On your For You page, and why that's a deliberate thing. A psychological game by TikTok and its creators that you cannot win. With that being said, my name is Tuv.
Yeah, you can win. Just don't download TikTok. Don't watch TikTok. You just won the game. You beat it.
Morbid documentaries are on this channel, and if you aren't subscribed, don't even worry about that. I promise I'll earn your subscription by the end of this video. Like I said in the intro, we're going to be talking about the dangers of TikTok Shop. First, we'll talk about the psychological games, users versus creators versus the algorithm. Then, we'll talk about counterfeits and more. Then, scams for everyone, and lastly, unethical sourcing. So let's head on to the first segment.
Dude, every company has unethical sourcing. Like when people be like, "Oh, don't buy don't buy knockoffs," because I'm like, dude, the knockoffs are made in the same Chinese factory as the other little children working on the Nikes, bro. It literally same thing.
Psychological games, users versus creators versus the algorithm. Vox, the media house, did a piece on shady advertisers on TikTok sometime in 2022, and I think what they found is the perfect segue into the whole psychological games thing, specifically trust, or more the abuse of it. While doing that piece, they went over a bunch of videos that found that some creators were not really disclosing pieces of content that were ads as it's required by the FCC.
Why wouldn't they? That's my main question. Why?
And suffered no consequences for that at all. This is one example of the videos they unearthed. On the creator's timeline, it looks like your regular normal video with nothing more to it other than a brother and sister playing pranks on each other. However, it turned out to have been a full-on advertisement for a brand, the Joker Prank Shop. The hashtag at the end of the caption partly references that. The gun that the girl is using is what is being advertised. It was one of the products by the shop and could be bought at your local Walmart, a fact clearly demonstrated in the video. Now, the whole thing was the work of Influencer Marketing Factory, a marketing agency that
so they said don't overtly say it's an advertisement, just kind of put it into a regular video.
According to Vox, had run other adverts with lots of other influencers in different niches that were never disclosed to be ads as well.
That's
and honestly,
they said don't say it's an advertisement, just do a regular video with the product in it.
Hats off to Sarah Morrison, the journalist behind the expose, because she gave several very clear examples of the same thing happening with
usually when people know it's an ad, they're going to ignore it. But if you never knew it was an ad, then you're probably going to watch the video to its entirety.
There are creators all over the place.
Oh, you've never used samples like this before.
Man, you see her with the little gun shit, and then you're like, oh shit, yeah, let me get one of those.
One where Charli D'Amelio, for instance, promoted a drink, Muse, by replying to a follower without properly...
What's so special about that, about the Muse drink? Yeah, fake ass follower.
Disclosing that she was a brand partner to Muse.
This one's pretty simple. They're really good and I really like them, and they have a lot of different flavors and a lot of health benefits, so.
She never used the branded content label as required by TikTok. She just tagged the brand. So to any more of the 140 million followers she had at the time, this could have been passed off as her genuinely enjoying Muse.
She might genuinely enjoy Muse.
I'm speculating though. Then there's also one where Patrick Minor...
You're speculating? It was a definite ad. Anytime somebody comes up to you for some reason and starts talking about a random ass project, they're doing an ad. There's no philosophical, logical, or psychological reason for you to come talk to me about a stupid ass drink. No one gives a shit unless it's like it literally makes no sense. It literally makes no sense to make a whole video about one drink. That shit don't make any sense. It's an advertisement. It's quintessentially an advertisement.
Also known as A. Patrick, on several alleged occasions, simply prominently displayed drinks by the Bang brand, including Vooz.
I didn't even notice that. That's so crazy. I like looked at him. I didn't even notice the Bang right there.
In videos that had no ad disclosure whatsoever. In one specific example, he does a personality test quiz in front of a bathroom mirror while the drink is in clear view. The only thing that could hint at it being an ad was the hashtag Vooz Hydrate that he places at the end of the caption. Now I'm pretty sure we get the deal. You need to describe it being an ad in order for it to be legal. You can't just put hashtag hydrated and expect it to go over well. I mean, we did talk about Kim Kardashian being fined $1.26 million by the FCC for failing to properly disclose a crypto ad back in 2021. That was in this video I made, every single influencer who promoted a crypto scam, but I'm sure you guys get the point. An influencer promoting something and not disclosing it as an ad is just morally wrong and scummy and actually illegal. So that
I wouldn't say it's morally wrong, but I would say it depends on what you're doing. Because if you're trying to scam people, yes, scamming is morally wrong. If you're doing some shit like this, I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, you're intentionally doing no good. But it's like, it is what it is.
The video that I mentioned regarding the Joker prank shop is actually a good reference to this because it's a case of a minor, the girl, advertising a product to kids without disclosure that it's an advertisement. I mean, how do you win against that? In fact, even disregarding targeting kids for a minute, how would you, an adult, differentiate between someone who's just showcasing a product that they happen to use in their daily life?
That's how I know it's an ad. That's how I know it's an ad. Because no one actually, like, it'll be insane for me to, like, say my shoes right here. It'd be different, right? If I had the it'd be different if every video I shot, I have my shoes perfectly in camera view. They're off to the side. Y'all like this. You think I get sponsored from Adidas and damn Bape? I wish they would sponsor me, but I don't. I don't get no money from this. I just put them up because they look cool. These people, they're deliberate because there would be no reason for you to have so many videos, right? Unless it's like your background, like how I have it. There'd be so many videos of you not displaying this product, and then there's one video where that product is prominently featured, like center forth in the video.
From someone trying to get you to buy something so they get their commission, or because they've already been paid to do so. It's probably impossible without obvious disclosure.
You don't have to get paid for it to be an ad. You could just do ads, bro. This could be an ad. This could be like, there's like free advertisement. That's what it is. Free advertisement. Adidas and Bape. But I don't get paid for it. I don't get paid for it.
And just to be clear, the FCC requires a use of a hashtag. For instance, hashtag advertisement, hashtag sponsored, or hashtag ad right before the caption begins. Or in the content before the view more button on TikTok captions. And for good measure, creators are generally encouraged to use the branded label on TikTok to disclose brand partnerships. In 2023, the FCC also said if a video is a partnership or sponsored, this also has to be made clear in the video itself, both in written or verbal terms. Whether someone is watching the video on mute or not, it should be obvious. Who's really promoting these?
Watch the video on mute or not, it should be obvious, I guess. Because they're saying it should be like in the description, like you should claim it, flag it, whatever as an ad.
Items on TikTok. Well, I'm gonna let you guys know, based on being on the internet for over a decade, I can confidently say it's people that want your money. Okay, it's people that want commission. It's really rare, but yeah, I'm not gonna say it doesn't exist, but this is really rare where a person is genuine and they're like, hey, I got this thing and it works. Nowadays, it is extremely rare. If you're being shown something, it's probably going to be an ad. And yes, people are scummy and they don't put that it's an ad in these new videos that you guys are watching, especially with TikTok Shop giving commission to anyone that promotes that given product. But then psychological tactics don't end there. Where trust can't reach, TikTok's algorithm for sure gets to go. One of the best ways I've seen the algorithm described, and which is arguably true, is that it's, quote, addictive and anti-aesthetic, end quote. The addictive part is sort of obvious because how else would anyone explain the 95 minutes a day that the average user spends on the app, or even the approximate 19 times that such a user opens the app per day. The anti-aesthetic bit, though, is what I found curious and what really ties into the whole bit that I just described, and also arguably fuels the likelihood of a regular TikTok user being deceived by an ad. Think of it this way: the fact that TikTok is largely UGC and runs on informality, that's the kind of content we're likely to not associate with regular ads as seen on other platforms. The informality seems to be what blurs the line between a regular post and an ad post. The ads we are seeing on TikTok aren't full-fledged professional camera. The ads nowadays is a middle-aged woman on her phone saying that, yo, this cup is pretty cool. It blends in with your entire For You page. You don't know if you're looking at an ad or not. I feel like I've gotten that point across pretty clear. But now let's talk about if you keep seeing those ads. As an LA Times reporter put it, while one random video advertising something might not get you to cave in, seeing that same video 10 or 20 times that look like real life testimonials about the same item might just become enough to get anyone spending. So in short, the psychological tactics used by TikTok really revolve around building trust to creators that act like your random neighbor or friend or recommendation recommending something and an algorithm that learns you at a very detailed level and then begins hammering you with those same ads over and over until you cave. And even if you don't cave, well, you're still seeing the ads. There's a chance you will cave. And that's what TikTok Shop wants. It wants you to cave. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, on my For You page, I feel like I open up TikTok to an ad and I scroll once, I get like a regular TikTok. Then I scroll again, I get a live. Then I scroll again, I get a commission brand TikTok. I scroll again, I get a regular TikTok. Then I feel like I get another creator commission thing. Like, it's so annoying, but is that gonna stop me from going on TikTok? Probably not. Yes, I am part of the problem, guys. I am aware, but I'm gonna try to do better. Guys. People have been complaining about that for a while, actually. Now, while what I have covered is the core of it, I don't believe it's all there is to the psychological games. There are other tactics that, although not inherently bad, strongly nudge users to buy stuff that they didn't even know they needed. There's an article, for instance, that has equated live selling on TikTok to QVC. And the thing with live selling, just like what happens with professional presenters on QVC, is that a creator can really create a one-to-one interaction that feels like just gossip with a friend. But even better, the creator, unlike polished TV hosts, is unfiltered, up close, and again, very informal in a way that doesn't feel like they're selling anything to you. Then there's also the psychology of price, where without going too much into it, TikTok covers some costs, like shipping costs, to keep the product cheaper and entice both shop owners and their customers. They even issue sales and coupons, which are honestly some of the oldest tricks in the book. Some sellers on TikTok have even been quoted saying they stopped listing on other platforms like Amazon, because not only are such platforms complicated and time-consuming to set up, but also lack incentives found on TikTok Shop that drive the prices really low and sales quite high. This is actually a sort of controversial take, but we'll dive more into that once we go over the whole ethical bits of cheaply priced stuff. And you're probably wondering, well, if we over the whole ethical bits of cheaply priced stuff. And you're probably wondering, well, if we aren't winning on TikTok Shop, then who is? We obviously know that the seller is, but what about those creators that have the commission?
Okay, Fred, time to find our perfect apartment on Zillow. Don't worry, change will be good.
Are they making good money? The answer is yes, sometimes. Okay, I've seen some people on my For You page being like, yo, new hoodie, you should get it. And the comments are like, bro, did not even try. But there are some people that are really good at selling, and they're really good at, I'm not gonna say lying, but they're really good at selling stuff to you. This guy, for instance, Brandon Hurst, aka Brandon the Plant Guy, said that in just a couple of months, he sold about 30,000 plants on TikTok Shop via live selling. That's more plants than he had ever sold for the 3 years he had been running his business before joining the platform. There's also another TikTok Shop owner, the CEO of Ocean Healed My Eczema, who said that in just 3 months, he was able to sell over $1 million worth of products on the platform. And one of the influencers working to push the eczema cream, Caitlin Bupre, after she made this video and a couple of others, said that in one particular month, she made $20,000 just from commissions. So clearly, there's a lot of money to be made, and I see why there's a lot of young people hopping on the TikTok Shop train. Counterfeits and more. What's worse than psychological games though? Oh yeah, the product not living up to the hype. However, even worse are the fakes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but I'm just gonna put it on the screen and say it. Coarse snail mucin is a great example of this. This was a popular cream, and still is, that came from a Korean skincare trend of using snail mucus to heal the skin. Besides whether it works or not, it just went viral. And soon enough, the original thing got so many copycats that finding the genuine product on TikTok was like walking in a minefield. I mean, you can find videos of creators trying to help differentiate between the real and fake thing, but then right under such videos, some users seem to blur the lines even further. The creator is saying the real cream is sticky, but then a follower alleges that theirs was sticky but ended up being fake. Right under that comment, another user seems to wonder which one is the real one. Now, regarding that specific brand, Coarse Snail Mucin, there were reports that the fake product sold quite a lot and it was quick money to some shop owners. One seller moved 37,000 bottles at $5 each, while another moved 40,000 bottles for about $15 each. Now, the video I just talked about is just one among many others that try to warn users about the fakes. But then what's more concerning, despite the inability to rule out the fakes, is the uncertainty of what is in them. What really is in that fake cream bottle that you're putting on your face? As one user put it, if it's not snail mucin, then what is it? A totally valid
Well, it's a different type of mucin.
Question when some of these stores were selling the bottles for up to $25. Like I said, there were a bunch of fakes, so
That Elohim cream.
you could find the price range be from $5 to even $25 or more. Also, what are the chances that the fakes and the real thing have the same ingredients? There's a reason the real is more costly. I'm no expert in this, but I checked, and if previous studies are anything to go by, then there's definitely a difference between the real and the fake. And this of course poses great risks for harm. For example, there was a time when it was found that counterfeit cosmetics can have as much as 19 times more lead than is legal. They can also contain chemicals like arsenic, which causes cancer, mercury, and aluminum, both of which are toxic, and even weirdly, animal feces. Yup, because those who make these cheap versions of products cut corners to do it. They're likely to have unsanitary conditions where animal feces ending up as an ingredient is not unheard of. And just to stretch the point here, anyone should be highly suspicious if something that usually costs $25 is 5 times less its original price at only $5. The study I was talking about actually talks of a situation where a sting operation that included the FBI in its execution found that MAC lipsticks that were being sold all over at discounted prices had as much as 300 times the amount of lead that is legally approved in the US. The report of course ended up strongly cautioning against such products simply because these differences in chemical concentration with the real product can be at times life-threatening. In short, while the fake product could list the same ingredients as the real one, there's normally a difference, and a damning one for that matter. These differences could even potentially cause health complications. Now, while we're on the topic of substandard and potentially dangerous products, I might as well bundle in 2 things that I found alarming as well. One, there's apparently a growing concern over kids getting cosmetic products from TikTok that aren't suitable for them at all. CBS reported, for instance, that impressionable kids end up buying these, quote, brightly packaged creams, lotions, and serums, end quote, from their favorite influencers.
Yeah, with what money? Their kids. With what money?
But then develop side effects like rashes because the ingredients.
Yo, parents that be buying shit for their kid on TikTok shop gotta be, come on, man, lock in, bro, lock in.
And the products are not safe for kids. Specifically, things like retinol and glycolic acid are meant for older skin and can work well on it, but are damaging to younger complexions. This is something dermatologists actually confirmed. Now, while this isn't a case of a fake or substandard product, it simply points out a problem which I mentioned earlier. Kids are being influenced on the platform, particularly because they couldn't be more loyal to their favorite influencer. And look, to my young viewers who are watching this video right now, first of all, probably shouldn't be buying stuff Brent Rivera is telling you to buy. I'm just kidding, I don't know if he does TikTok shop stuff, he probably doesn't. But also, don't buy stuff that you can ingest or put on your body. Maybe if you're buying like an iPhone holder, you're probably gonna get scammed, but okay. But seriously, actually, this doesn't even go to my young viewers. To everyone, please don't buy cream on TikTok shop. Don't buy the special soda.
I don't care. Go ahead, buy it. Go ahead, buy it. Watch your face turn to a number 2 pencil with your damn lead head.
TikTok soda. I don't know if that's a thing. But there was like that pink sauce a couple of months, last year, 2 years ago. I don't even remember how long that was, but I feel like that should be a rule of thumb. But if it's not already, don't buy anything you put on your body or ingest. That should be a rule of thumb. Let's keep going. A big part of this issue, according to reports, is that the Get Ready With Me videos, which apparently are sometimes done by influencers as young as 9, has many children viewers, and kids as young as 8 are getting sold into these multi-step skincare routines that have them buying quite expensive products like Sephora and Mecca. There's actually a whole thing that came out of videos like this. People began to wonder if kids should really be using skincare products from the likes of Drunk Elephant.
Of course, look at all those wrinkles on her face. Oh my gosh, she's looking like, what, 8 months? 8 months old? Oh my gosh. We want to look like a newborn, alright? We want to look like we're still an embryo. Alright, hold on. What is she? She gotta be at least 2 months old. This one's definitely about 3 days old. I'm not gonna hold you. She might be a couple 24 hours at max.
In the first place. Vice, for example, asked an actual dermatologist about it, and in general, the answer was that some bits of skincare products could lead to sensitive skin in kids that would be difficult to treat down the road. Anyway,
well, that's for future me to deal with.
Before we get sucked into the skincare and influencer rabbit hole, basically, as I said earlier, the point is that there are psychological tactics to selling to users that have no chance of winning, and kids are even worse in that regard. And this brings me to the other thing I found concerning. fake reviews. It's obviously one thing to see UGC videos recommending something without disclosing it as an ad, but then it is totally a whole other level if the comments on such video are fake. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because there's a Fortune report which found that TikTok Shop had vendors that had been previously kicked off of Amazon for the shady practice of exchanging products for reviews. An example is Saga Precision Manufacturing with its brands Taotronics and Vava. Same thing with this company, which I'm gonna butcher that name if I pronounce it, and its popular brand of headphones, MPOW. Now I've dwelled a bit on the cosmetic products because they're really a hot commodity on TikTok and everywhere else too, but there are other many categories of products where the same thing is happening, and I'm talking about them being substandard or just dangerous. The Sun, a popular UK publication for example, reported a case where a lady named Annie had her TikTok hair curler explode while it was quote plugged in and switched off. That's obviously the worst case scenario, or maybe near worst case scenario. I mean, she wasn't holding it while it exploded, luckily, but the thing is, it could have. It turned out that for such products, in the UK at least, there's no legal obligation for online marketplaces to make sure that the items on their platforms are safe for people to use. They can sell almost anything and everything.
Chat, let's skip over these counterfeits and let's learn how to scam.
That's unlike TikTok. Scams for everyone. What comes out of this though, and a segue to the next dangerous bit of TikTok Shop, are the outright scams. Here for instance, the guy going by Colonel Dump bought a charging station, only for it to turn out to be really low quality, like too flimsy to even hold the phone. So a sort of misrepresenting listing, right? Yeah, but there's more. When he went back on TikTok to check out the seller, he found that the store had closed down, and it did so after selling about 150 pieces of that.
Hey man, that's a decent ass. How much per piece? 150?
Item. This actually turns out to be a weird issue because it even puts TikTok itself in a weird spot. How? Well, TikTok requires shops to issue a full refund within 30 days if the product is faulty or for whatever other valid reason the buyer wants to send it back. But then, what happens if the shop the user bought it from closes down? Because even though TikTok says such a shop needs to fulfill its duty to buyers up to 90 days after its last product was sold and delivered, how do the buyers contact the shop once it's closed? See what I mean? Even worse, what happens if the shop sells 150 items of a banned item, like I just showed you on that Colonel Dump video, and then it gets shut abruptly by TikTok themselves? Where is the buyer supposed to get their refund from? In an investigation, the Sun found cases that were exactly like that. Merchants simply going AWOL on buyers. And not just going AWOL, which I mean closing their shop after products have shipped, like in the case I just showed you. No, we're talking of shops that sell products, then just straight up close down without even sending the product to buyers. Now, whether the sellers get taken down willingly or get taken down for selling copyrighted products, it's still a dangerous and annoying thing for the buyer to experience. Also, while what I've just talked about can be a gray line between intentional scamming or just a misunderstanding between dropshippers and TikTok, this next one is outright theft. I'm talking about such incidences where the merchants issue a fake tracking number such that the item will quote get delivered, but not to the actual buyer. And to be fair to TikTok, the fake tracking number scam isn't unique to them. Amazon, for instance, has had legitimate merchants complain that there are third-party sellers that list items similar to theirs and then pull off this scam on unsuspecting customers. They don't deliver to the actual customer. Rather, they send it to a random address within the same zip code, and then when the customer complains and asks for a refund due to Amazon policies, the fault goes to the carrier, which means both the fake merchant and the buyer get to keep the money. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it happens on TikTok, but what's for sure is that it happens quite often. The lady ordered the viral crisscross chair, this one, which was going for $13, which is already very viral crisscross chair, this one.
Crisscross chair? Yo, how retard? That's a regular chair, and she's doing crisscrosses. She's doing a crisscross in it. What are like? This is why I don't have TikTok, bro. Are you brain dead? Are you having a stroke? That is an office chair that she's doing a crisscross in. Why? Who the hell even sits crisscross? Who the hell even sits crisscross? Grow up, bro. This is not elementary school.
Which was going for $13, which is already very suspicious. And she was given a fake tracking number. She of course never got the chair, although she did dispute the transaction with the bank.
It was supposedly $13, and I know if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably a scam. But you know me,
well, shit, man. Run a bag, run a bag. Paper boy, come and get your paper.
Thought that somehow maybe they messed up and they were going to go ahead and honor the pricing. Well, I was excited when I saw that they had shipped something and I was tracking my chair. And then all of a sudden it says that my item had been delivered, but it really hadn't been delivered. So I come to find out that they gave me a fake tracking number. They gave me literally a fake tracking number. So I was never ever going to get something. And now that I remember that picture that, that UPS takes, that box was way too small to even be a chair. So I called the bank and I disputed that because if they thought they were going to get away with my $13, they're not. I'd rather lose $13. I'd rather give them away, but I wasn't going to let no one scam me. So be careful. And if you do get scammed, make sure you call your bank and dispute the charge.
But I'm not sure everyone else would be quick enough to realize it's a scam and call their bank. I mean, comments on that video
How
show.
do you not? What is the swiftness of you not realizing that it's a scam? You see the tracking number. It says delivered. It's not been delivered. It's give me my money back. That's like the 3-step process. So what in that 3-step process make you think like, oh, it's delivered? I got scammed twice. I bought 2 pairs of shoes and some light up makeup bags. Well, shit, I got scammed too. I bought those $5 hoodie blankets. I got scammed too. My bank called asking if I was out of the country. They stopped all charges, issued me a new card.
Just how frequently
they scammed you out of the car.
This happens, and I'm willing to bet a lot of people, like the guy who ordered a charging station, would just let it go. It is just a few bucks, right? Now, in an even weirder twist, there are merchants that seem to try every trick in the book to get away with saying they got the item delivered. This case here, for instance, is pretty bizarre because after sharing how she got scammed while buying Course, the cream that we talked about earlier, this creator got sent an empty package. Now, I could go on and on, but I'm sure you get the point I'm trying to make. There are a lot of cases where people have been scammed by either products that are nothing like the listing, or that never even get shipped at all. But then it doesn't stop there. It turns out that even creators themselves somehow get scammed in the process, and what I'm about to explain should also...
Yeah, because they probably don't give you any commission or money off of it. That's what I would do. Yeah, I'm a scammer. I'm not giving, like, my thing is to
answer the question as to how new TikTok shops with barely any followers can very quickly gain traction and end up scamming a lot of people. So the case involves a brand known as Sud Scrubs. According to one of their people, they had been wondering how fake TikTok shops were able to rip off people with fake scrubs while having no followers but using the brand's original pictures and videos. Well, their investigation found that these fake shops would send products for review to small creators and ask them to make promotional content for them. To the creator, they're just making a legitimate video for a brand they think is legitimate as well. In the real sense though, the fake shop is using the creator as a way to gain legitimacy among not only the specific creator's audience, but also the audience in the wider platform. That's how they're able to get people to buy from them that quickly. And what do the creators get from it? Well, yes, the commissions.
Nothing.
These fake shops use the TikTok affiliate program in order to get creators to agree to work with them. And again, most of these small creators usually have no idea that what they are promoting are fake merchants ripping off the original brands that are actually on TikTok themselves. Truly a wild west, as I said.
Make your dreams come true.
Alright, Chad.
Exceptional offers on the E-Class sedan.
We get it, man.
Now, even worse, these small creators can end up getting scammed from said commissions.
Oh.
How? Well, this is how it goes down according to one such creator, Brittany K. Woods. A brand, one of the fake ones of course, reaches out via WhatsApp or Gmail and asks to work with
Or Telegram. Might as well just add Telegram up in there.
creator. Apparently they're very insistent and persuasive. In her case, they wanted her to promote some bodysuits in exchange for commissions, and they wanted the whole thing done really fast. Excited to work with the brand, and due
I mean, either way, I get some free shit, so.
to the pressure they had on her, she made the video, sent it in, and also posted it on her own page. To her surprise, TikTok took the video down for a copyright violation. She had unknowingly promoted a fake product. And still, the guys who had contacted her, instead of just walking away, were apparently insisting they could work together on other things. Another creator, Manny Gillespie, I really hope I pronounced that right, brought up a very similar issue while also adding that part of her skepticism in working with these shops was clicking on the links they send. Apparently, there are cases of some people losing control of their social media accounts by clicking random links from unethical.
Chat, I ain't gonna lie, bruh. You guys are getting played by the oldest tricks in the book. I'm not gonna hold you.
Already been talking about is telling enough. TikTok shop can be a dangerous place. However, what adds to that pile with even sadder undertones
I
is
know
the
damn well these are not the people making my clothes. Or putting my socks on the damn Shein shop.
ethics of the kinds of
What the hell? You got a little water bottle, juice bottle right here. I know that shit ain't it. all these people. Oh yeah. Fuck no.
Products found in these shops. I'm specifically talking about merchants that stock counterfeit.
Oh, look at her! She messed up, bro. Fire her, bro.
Goods. As one student in an interview with CNBC said, if a purse, for example, is going for $4, quote, what are the ethics behind that?
Probably fucking horrible, but the same ethics that are going into making your Christian Dior, or you think if a product is worth more money, it's more ethical? Probably less ethical and just worth a lot more because you're goofy.
Is it sustainably made? What kind of labor was used?
What product is sustainably made that could be mass produced? Name one product that's sustainably made that could be globalized and mass produced. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
This product. I mean, I feel this is a valid question, given it's the same concern of fast fashion and the kind of damage it leaves behind. I'm sure we all remember the Shein influencer debacle from 2023, where they flew influencers to China to try to showcase some of the production work, only for the thing to backfire on them. Is it Shein? Is it Shane? It's 2024, and I still don't care.
Who says Shane? Who says Shane? If you say Shane, you're probably having a stroke. Seek medical attention.
That move had come from the reports alleging that Shein was making their very cheap prices possible by using forced labor, human rights violations, stealing work from other designers, and clothing made from potentially hazardous materials. Amazon did also get accused of having suppliers linked to forced labor in China. And
everyone has accused of forced labor in China. Who cares?
And just a little context here, these accusations, both for Shein and Amazon, seem to stem from the widespread concern and honestly shocking evidence about forced labor in, I'm not gonna pronounce that right, so it's on the screen.
The Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Oh, damn. The Uyghurs. The Uyghurs. Oh, that's what's happening to them. They're making Shein now. Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region.
A large region of Western China. Without going too much into it, what official government sources stated was that China's government, at the time and maybe still now, was trying to erase ethnic and religious identities in ways...
Hey, Chad, if you really want to know about the Uyghurs, actually do some research on it.
I also did go ahead and try to dig a bit more into these factories, and what I found on TikTok is a little hard to judge. There are these videos and lives that have been floating around and alleging to be factory workers in China stuck in low-paying, dead-end jobs that have them working almost around the clock all week. However,
what a surprise, it's a factory. What do you think was going to happen? It's called a sweatshop, not a make money shop.
Some are obviously fake and look like content farms trying to fish for...
Yeah, it is a content farm because nobody looks like this working in the factory.
Sympathy and clicks, but then others...
Oh yeah, they got Versace and Christian Dior and jean jackets on. Yeah, hell no.
Look like legit factories where people work. They
probably, most likely they got a burlap sack. That's the only thing that covers them.
Also don't show necessarily poor conditions, but also, it's impossible to rule out that's not happening.
Yeah, no shit, that's propaganda. Who would believe the one thing coming out of the sweatshop factory was actually a picturesque model working for the factory, looks well fed and well taken care of. Yeah,
either way, coming back to the point I made earlier, what are the labor ethics of something like a purse that goes as cheap as $4? And rounding up this video as a whole, what are the chances that the dangerous side of TikTok Shop grows as TikTok continues to grow itself?
Hey chat, be careful out here, man. Be careful out here. Everyone's a scammer, just don't get scammed.